lot and make it appear to not only be any location in the world, but any time period as well. As you know, this was the Hill Valley of 4 different eras in the Back to the Future movies: 1955, 1985, and of course the hoverboard and skateboard chase sequences were all played out right here. Of course, this area underwent several different kinds of changes when they went from era to era during the Back to the Future movies. When it was 1955, it looked very similar to the way it does now, with grass out front. For nice and sound conditions, then you can get outdoors even on our back lot. So then we have to build an entire... Starring Robert Redford and Paul Newman, the theater on the driver's side was the Burlesque Theater. Our metropolitan streets have also served as Seattle for the film Harry and the Hendersons, starring John Lithgow. Our very own Los Angeles for Earthquake, starring Charlton Heston. A few weeks ago, they were out here filming brand new episodes of Murder, She Wrote, starring Angela Lansbury, and Married with Children for Columbia Pictures Television and the Fox Network. And also recently, this corner of New York Street was featured as Old London in Bram Stoker's... We better just take the road behind the hill instead, play it safe. It's okay, you'll still have a good view. Have your cameras ready. What's wrong? Oh, the road's closed. Oh, well, can we just back up then and go over? You can't back up? Well, we can't go over the... folks, just remain seated and I'm sure we'll be fine. The Bionic Woman, and most recently in an episode of Quantum Leap, starring Scott Bakula and Dean Stockwell. And voila! All right, back together for the next tram load. And ahead on the driver's side, several used in front of the camera. And in the case of these cars, altered for the movies, not the kind of thing you'd find at your local Ford dealer. You know, before we left the studio center a few minutes ago, somebody was telling me that there's a 50-50 chance of rain out here today. Anybody hear that? Pretty good forecasting. Uh-oh. I don't like the sound of that. Look to the top of the hill. Uh-oh. Oh, boy. We got a flash flood heading straight for the tram. All right, folks, brace yourselves now. There's a lot of water and you're going to get wet, so look out. Here it comes. Watch it. Watch out for the tree. Did I fool you? Well, actually, this is a great example of movie-making magic. The storm, of course, is manufactured in this case. We do it by placing sprinklers up in the trees, shooting water straight up into the air, and that way it falls back to the ground in a natural rain-like manner. And now we cross cross over the border into the Old West. Now, the livery stable here on my side was featured in the film My Little Chickadees, starring W.C. Fields and Mae West. About earlier, the area also served as ancient Rome in the 20th century. Now, History of the World Parcelage. That's one of the fire eaters from Steven Spielberg's hit film Always, starring Richard Dreyfuss, Holly Hunter, and John Goodman. Steven Spielberg is, of course, they're a little larger than normal, and on my side they're a little smaller. Now, the reason for that is when we put one of our cowboys in front of these smaller doors, they look a little bigger, a little burlier. And likewise, you put our ladies in front of the larger doors, they look a little smaller and more petite. On my side, again, our functional livery stable. We have our local fishermen now. Keep your arms and legs inside of the tram. Now watch out! We, of course, have the base that was home to Jimmy's home to Nancy Drew and the Nancy Drew Mysteries. Next door, the White House with the dark green trim is featured on the Matlock television series, a Viacom production starring Andy Griffith. And finally, the house on the end is the House of Seven Gables from the film of that name starring Vincent Price. Vincent Price, of course, is the king of the horror film. He's made about 100 famous sets still standing here in Hollywood. For the movies, it was built for the film Jaws: The Revenge. Some sequences where they had soar, plunge, twist, and weave aboard one of For
hiding inside a unburned natural gas. Waiting for a breath of fresh air.